1 minute ago, China crossed the line that the entire global order was built to prevent for more than 70 years. China has invaded Taiwan. This is not a drill. This is not another show of force or a limited blockade. This is a full-scale military invasion. Chinese naval forces, air power, missile units, and amphibious troops have crossed the Taiwan Strait and are now engaged in direct combat with Taiwanese defense forces. The entire Pacific is on high alert. Japan has activated its self-defense forces at the highest level since World War II. South Korea has declared a national emergency. Australia's top security officials are in crisis meetings. And in the White House Situation Room, Donald Trump is sitting with his generals, intelligence directors, and senior advisors, facing the most momentous decision any American president has had to make since the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. America now has only 24 hours to decide its response before the situation on the ground in Taiwan changes in ways that could eliminate certain options forever. Most people watching these events are feeling one dominant emotion: deep, instinctive fear. That fear is natural. The speed of events, the scale of what is happening, and the potential consequences all create a sense that history is moving faster than we can process. I have studied many such dangerous moments over 32 years, and I can tell you with complete conviction that the antidote to this fear is not blind reassurance or empty hope. The real antidote is clear, deep, structured understanding. After 1 minute, I want to share something important with you before we continue. I have found the Home Doctor, a professional 304-page medical guide written by a real surgeon who developed these methods during Venezuela's total collapse. It gives you practical step-by-step solutions for pain, injuries, infections, emergencies, and most common diseases, many without needing medicine. This book can make you the doctor of your own home. I personally use it for my family every time we face any health issue. The results are outstanding. Right now, it is available for only $26 with a full 60-day money-back guarantee. This is an easy decision that can protect your family for years. I have placed the direct link in the description and pinned comment. This is Professor.Jiang. Calculated, precise, authentic, and let us get back into today's analysis, because what I am about to show you is the most important geopolitical breakdown of this decade. Every minute matters right now. Let us begin with the question that is burning in everyone's mind. Why today? China has had the military capability and the political intention to move on Taiwan for many years. So why did Beijing decide to cross this irreversible line at this exact moment? 4 critical factors converged in the last 72 hours, creating what Chinese strategists clearly believed was the final acceptable window for action. The first factor is maximum American strategic distraction. The United States is currently deeply engaged in the Iran conflict, with direct strikes, proxy forces activated across the region, oil markets in turmoil, and enormous military and diplomatic resources tied down in the Middle East. From Beijing's perspective, America's ability to respond effectively in the Pacific has rarely been weaker. The second factor is Taiwan's closing window of vulnerability. In recent years, Taiwan has made rapid progress in building asymmetric defenses, highly mobile missile systems, strengthened coastal fortifications, expanded civilian resistance training, and deeper integration of American weapons and tactics. Chinese military planners have watched this development with alarm. Every additional year of preparation makes a successful large-scale amphibious invasion significantly more difficult and costly. They calculated that this moment represented the last realistic opportunity before Taiwan's defenses became too formidable. The third factor is internal political timing within China. Xi Jinping has publicly and repeatedly tied his personal legacy and the legitimacy of the Chinese Communist Party to the goal of national reunification with Taiwan. The current alignment of major party anniversaries and important political milestones created internal pressure and momentum that made any further delay politically risky inside the system that sustains his power. The fourth factor is the explicit green light from Russia. In recent communications, Moscow indicated that its operations in Ukraine have successfully tied down Western attention and resources. This coordination between the two leading powers seeking to challenge American unipolarity gave Beijing the final strategic confidence to launch the invasion. These four factors did not appear one by one. They arrived together. That rare alignment is why we are witnessing these events unfold today. China is now carrying out a meticulously planned five-phase military operation. The first phase involved the largest cyber and electronic warfare attack in history, targeting Taiwan's command systems, power infrastructure, communications networks, radar installations, and civilian services to create maximum confusion in the opening hours. Simultaneously, hundreds of Chinese fighter jets, bombers, and support aircraft launched an intense campaign to destroy Taiwan's air force and seize control of the skies. Without air superiority, any invasion across water becomes extremely hazardous. While these operations continue, large salvos of ballistic and cruise missiles are hammering Taiwanese military targets. Air bases, naval ports, missile defense sites, and underground command centers. The goal is to degrade Taiwan's ability to mount an organized defense before the ground phase begins. Chinese naval forces have also established a complete blockade around the island, cutting off sea routes and preventing quick American reinforcement during the most critical period. The most dangerous and decisive phase is currently underway. Multiple simultaneous amphibious landings on Taiwan's western coast. China has spent years building specialized landing ships and hovercraft precisely for this operation. Taiwanese forces are fighting back with determination, using asymmetric tactics, mobile missile units, and prepared defensive positions. Early indications suggest the resistance is stronger than China's most optimistic assessments predicted. The outcome of the entire operation remains genuinely uncertain at this hour. This situation places President Trump in an almost impossible position. He must choose between deeply flawed options. Launching immediate full-scale American military intervention would show strength, but would expose U.S. forces to China's advanced anti-access weapons, risking heavy losses of ships, aircraft, and personnel. Relying primarily on crushing economic sanctions and indirect military support for Taiwan might avoid direct American casualties in the short term, but could prove too slow if Chinese troops manage to secure a strong foothold. Attempting to draw clear red lines depends entirely on whether Beijing believes the United States has the political will to enforce them. Trump's personality pushes him toward projecting dominance and protecting American credibility in Asia. At the same time, his advisors are presenting the brutal military realities and the potential human and political costs. Japan's decision in these hours may ultimately carry even greater weight than America's. U.S. military bases on Japanese soil, especially those in Okinawa, are the closest and most vital platforms for any rapid defense of Taiwan. Without Japan's full cooperation, America's ability to project power effectively is dramatically reduced. Japan has been preparing quietly for this scenario for years. It is widely expected to grant access to its bases, but almost certainly with strict conditions that will fundamentally upgrade and transform the U.S.-Japan security relationship for decades to come. Beyond the immediate military confrontation lies an economic threat that affects every single nation on Earth. Taiwan produces 63% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These chips are the foundation of modern life, present in smartphones, computers, data centers, automobiles, medical devices, and virtually every advanced weapon system. Any meaningful disruption to Taiwanese production would trigger a global technological and economic crisis far more severe than the chip shortages experienced during the COVID pandemic. The consequences would appear within weeks in the form of factory shutdowns, price spikes, supply chain breakdowns, and political instability in countries around the world. This shared economic vulnerability is currently one of the most powerful invisible forces pressing all parties towards some form of restraint. We are living through one of those rare generational turning points that appear only a few times in a century, moments like 1914, 1939, or 1962. The decisions being made right now in Washington, Beijing, Tokyo, and Taipei will determine whether this crisis follows the path of uncontrolled escalation or whether leaders can find the wisdom to manage danger without descending into full catastrophe. History gives us examples of both outcomes. The coming days will show us which path humanity chooses this time. I have dedicated 32 years of my professional life to studying exactly these kinds of inflection points so that more people can face them with understanding instead of panic.
Clarity does not remove danger, but it does allow us to see events as they truly are, rather than through the distorting lens of fear. If this analysis has helped you gain perspective in an extremely tense and uncertain time, I ask you to share this video immediately with others who are watching events unfold with confusion or anxiety. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you stayed with me until the end. Comment with the word update if you want me to return with fresh analysis the moment significant developments occur. Comment wisdom if you believe that careful, calculated leadership can still prevent the worst possible outcome. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on every notification. I will be here delivering clear, calm, and detailed breakdowns as this historic situation continues to develop hour by hour. This is Professor Jiang. The invasion has begun. The decisions of the next 24 hours will shape the course of the entire 21st century. History is watching closely. This is far from over. This is only the beginning.